Hello, Internet! Shalthis here, and it's time for another episode of ShoutStone. So, we are coming fresh off of the Hearthstone Fireside Chat panel at BlizzCon, and I wanted to give you a recap of some of the important news that came out of that panel, and some of the things that are worthwhile talking about. So, most of the panel was just kind of talking about the development of the game, and how they worked through a lot of things, and how they create cards, and it was interesting. But what I was looking forward to, and what I'm sure a lot of you are looking forward to, is new stuff. So they talked first about some of the changes to cards that they're going to be making in the future. Now, there's no set timetable for any of the things that I'm going to be talking about here, just that they are coming in the future. So, we'll start with some of the card changes. Mind Control, one of the Epic Priest cards that certainly turns the tide of many a game, will be nerfed a little bit. It's going to actually cost 10 mana, up from 8, when it's patched up in the future. Starving Buzzard, a very hot hunter card, is currently a 2/2 card that's for 2 mana. However, when it's changed, it will go down to a 2/1 card for 2 mana. So a slight nerf there to make it a little more reasonable of a threat to contend with. Unleash the Hounds, which is currently a 1-drop card that grants +1 attack and charge to all beasts, will change, but they don't know how it's going to change yet. So they haven't actually talked specifically about those changes, but keep that in mind. That card will be changing in a future patch. They also talked a bit about ranked play. They've completely revised the ranked play system. Now that it's been broken down into 25 ranks, each that has their own associated minion, starting with like Angry Chicken at rank 25, going up to like Leper Gnome at rank 24, and it goes up and up from there. And what happens is each time you win a game, you earn a star. And it appeared based off the graphics, and of course this information is still kind of light, but the graphics they showed, you have to earn 5 stars to increase in a rank. When you win, you earn 1. If you lose a star. So you're actually going to lose progress if you lose stars. But as you earn stars, you'll keep moving up through the ranks, and you'll keep going up each level, etc. Each month will span the course of one season, so that's going to be the course of a season where everything will be factored in. You can make it all the way up to rank number 1, but there is a special rank after that called Legend, and that will actually give you an individual ranking against all other players that are legendary rank in your region. So one of the examples they showed was a player who was ranked 275. It's basically a bronze or gold mana crystal with the rank in the middle of it. So that's going to be cool. And there's also going to be a special reward for ranked play, exclusive ranked play card backs, which is going to change the style of the back of the card that you can earn each season and change them out per however you want. They also talked a bit about the Golden Heroes, which I mentioned in the last video. You have to win 500 games with that hero to earn the Golden Hero. Sounds like a lot, probably is a lot. Will take a while to earn it. Obviously, if you play a ton, you'll earn it a lot faster than other people, but it's a big reward to get. Another thing is they made a change to the arena. So a change that will be coming to the arena. They've increased it by 3 keys, so you instead of capping at 9, it caps at 12 wins, and there are going to be bigger rewards associated with them. I believe the keys they said were the Molten, Frostborn, and Lightforge keys. I hope I got that second one right. But those are the names of the keys. They're traditional keys that are going to stack on top and cap out at the very top. So it'll be a 12-run arena instead. They're also planning on a reconnect mode. So if you get disconnected during a game, you can reconnect and pick up the game where it left off instead of just immediately conceding and losing the match, costing you wins in the arena, which are so critical. They're also introducing a lot of new entrance effects for legendary minions. So instead of a legendary minion just sort of plopping onto the field with a little bit of epic music, it's actually going to have a pretty big associated entrance effect. And they talked about that initially with the Elite Tauren Chieftain card, but it's going to continue on with things like King Crush, who's just going to sort of thunder into the field, and Alakir the Windlord, who will kind of cyclone his way in, and things like that. And it's little minor effects. They're really quick animations. They shouldn't take any additional time, but they give these legendary cards a little more oomph, a little more power to them. And after that, they talked a bit about some of their ideas for future expansions. And this is kind of twofold. Now, the goal behind expansions is going to be to keep them designed similarly to how typical card games are designed, in terms of, you want to introduce cards that are going to change the meta game, you want to introduce cards that are going to introduce new mechanics, things like that. But they wanted to keep in mind the 3 types of players that they have, which are hardcore players, casual players, and thrifty players who don't really spend too much money on there. And speaking of players who don't spend too much money, a really interesting fact that I want to drop on you that they provided is that 44% of their 3-star master players have not spent a dime in Hearthstone, which just proves that this is not as pay-to-win as it may seem. But anyway, let's move forward. So, one of the things they want to do in order to introduce some of these new cards is things called adventures, which are single-player PvE experiences where you play against a boss or series of bosses, and as you play, you earn all of the cards that are associated with that adventure. So they may associate like 30 or so cards with an adventure, and as you play, you earn all of them. You don't have to buy them. You're not going to get them that way. And that's going to be part of the expansion process. They're also going to introduce traditional expansions, which will change the metagame in more key ways, and introduce some different mechanics and things like that, that you're generally not going to see that happen, however, in adventure modes. So they're going to try to make it a little easier for all types of players to get involved in the game as things change and not feel so behind all the time. Obviously, again, a lot of this is just the future of Hearthstone. Right now, the goal is release. The goal is focus on getting this game out there in final, out of beta. We got the open beta coming up next month. Hopefully they'll get this game done. Then we can start focusing on the future. But a lot of interesting changes coming in the future. So I just wanted to give you all a recap of that panel and let you know kind of what happened. Hope you enjoyed listening to me for the last few minutes. But that's it. I'm going to go ahead and get back to watching the rest of BlizzCon and the rest of the other games. But I'll be back tomorrow with more Hearthstone action as always. So thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, all that good stuff. And I will see you all next time.